Greetings, Padawan. We are back to learn what Kali Linux is and what Kali Linux does. So hopefully this is what your screen looks like. You're going to click on the dragon up here, and it's going to list all the different tools. And what I'd like you to do, and this will be your assignment, is just go through and click on each of these. Information gathering tools. What is that, right? Remember I talked about Maltego in the past, right? Now, you're not going to know what a lot of this stuff means, and that's okay. Right? But just click through them to kind of get an idea. Voice over IP tools, fuzzing tools, right? Nmap. Alan's going to talk about that a little bit with us, right? You can see all these different tools. So just click through them. These are for attacking passwords. John the Ripper is a popular one for dictionary-based passwords. How to hack wireless, reverse engineering, exploitation tools, Metasploit, very popular, sniffing and spoofing, right? Forensics, how to report, right? So you can see there are a lot of different tools that people can use. And when you click on the internet, you have all these different choices, right? So let's click on Firefox. All right, so Firefox is in here, super secure, right? You can scroll down if you want to. Now, the difference between the dark web and the top web is how you get to it. On the top web, extensions end with like .edu or .com or .net. More and more of those are coming out now, like .ai, things like that. But if you are on the dark web, that extension is going to be .onion, O-N-I-O-N, .onion. And that is how you know where you are. So it's just like an address in real life, right? You know, if it's a .com, top web, .onion, dark web. All right? So keep that in mind. We are going to go on a little tour and get ourselves to the dark web. So Firefox is a good website, but it is not entirely secure. So what you want to do is you want to switch your search engine to DuckDuckGo, right? So you're going to just go up here, get rid of this, type in DuckDuckGo. See, I've already been there. And you're going to visit there. And now you can search whatever you want. And what you want to put in here is just how to access the dark web. Let's see what comes up. All right, so see how that's a .com? That, my friends, is still a top website. Right? You can go best tour sites, dark web market sites. Now look what happens. Now, I've not clicked on this, but I'm going to anticipate that most of these links are dead. And that happens all of the time on the dark web. We're going to go to the home page of the dark web, which is, you know, sort of the landing page where I promised I would take you. That address changes all of the time because it moves around. And it'll be taken down, then it'll go back up. So these links die all of the time. So let's just go for best tour sites, right? You know, so warning, there's all kinds of, you know, bad stuff here that you can see. We're not going to go into any of that, right? But deep web marketplaces, that's where the Silk Road was located. Search engines and wikis, hacking and security, right? Fake documents, electronics, guns, whatever. Cryptocurrencies, let's check on cryptocurrencies, right? So this is the section on there. And you see how this website has the onion at the end? That's how you know it's dark web. But it's no longer there. Why is that? Because those websites constantly change. So you have to dig and do a little bit of stuff, right? So I'm not going to click on any of those other ones. I'm going to just take you right to the site because I know where it is. All right. All right. So the place you've read this article, How to Access the Dark Web. A lot of these links are broken too, but I think this article actually gives you a lot of really great information better than your book about what the dark web is. The dark web is not illegal. It was started by the Navy as a way to share files securely. So being on the dark web isn't illegal. And that's, it sounds scary and sketchy and everything, but it's a place where people can speak freely, right? DuckDuckGo is a way that you can search for things without the government tracking you. And people can do it for great things. People can use it for bad things. The same can be true of a hammer. So, right? But the thing that you want to find is the hidden wiki. And you can see here, it has the onion. It has this crazy code right here. And then it's the onion, right? Now watch what happens if I just type in, where is the hidden wiki? See how it comes up .org, right? So you're going to have to find it. You're going to have to go figure it out for yourself. You want to look for, you want to look for the .onion. And so here is the hidden wiki. All right. And again, this URL could change by the time you watch this video. So you can kind of see everything, introduction points, talks about what the hidden wiki is, whistleblowing, right? Books, drugs, erotica. I mean, everything is on here that you may or may not want to see, right? So I've only promised to take you this far. When you are here, you are in the dark web. Where you go from here is your responsibility. I would caution you to be careful. As the article that you read says, you are not safe anywhere on the internet, top web or bottom web, but you are extremely vulnerable on the dark web because people want to get your information, they want to get your credit card numbers, and you should not do anything here that you wouldn't want your family to know about, right? Or that you are not licensed to look for. But this is where a lot of officers, cyber specialists in police departments, this is where we go to find the bad guys, right? This is where they're not hanging out in, America Online. They're hanging out here. So if you want to catch the bad guys or girls, whatever, if you want to find them, this is where you go. This is where it all happens. So, everything you could possibly think of that you would never want to buy or never want to have or never want to see, that's on the dark web. It's also on the top web, but the onion router, and I'm not sure if I've explained this to you, it's many, many layers. And so it's very hard to track the traffic, but it's not impossible because if you buy cocaine on the Silk Road, at some point, somebody has to deliver cocaine to somebody, right? So you might have paid for it with Bitcoin, you might have made the deal on the dark web, but if you want to smoke cocaine or shoot it up or whatever you do with it, somebody has to deliver it to somewhere. And so that's where our work is, right? So ethical hackers will often work in partnership with law enforcement and justice agencies to push traffic out. What I came from Jersey, so right, you have the Garden State Parkway, but at some point you have to get off the parkway, right? So our job is to push the traffic out onto the exit ramp so that law enforcement can go in and get the bad guys, right? So the onion router makes it very hard to trace people while they're in here, but again, not impossible. But if you're buying something illegal or you're doing something illegal or you're downloading something illegal, there are cookies, there are trackers, there are all kinds of stuff that help us find people doing bad stuff. But it happens mostly on the dark web. And so it's important for you to just know that this is here. And if this is as far as you go, that's great. If you make accounts on here, which I don't recommend you do, unless you know what you're doing, never use your real name, never use your real address, never use any identifiable information ever, ever, ever. And then when you're done, delete this whole machine. And I'm going to show you how to do that a little bit later. But this is the dark web. Welcome. You know, I teach literature, so one of my favorite poems to teach is Dante's Inferno, and there is a gate at the start of hell, and Virgil is charged with showing Dante around the 9 circles of hell, and over the gate of hell it says, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here." And I often think that that's the image that they should put on the front page of this wiki, right? So good people are in here catching bad guys. Bad guys and gals are in here doing bad stuff, right? So, but the same tools are used to get here as are used to stop it or to do it, right? So it's important for you going into law enforcement to know that this exists and that this is how people are doing bad things in the 2020s. All right, Padawan. Don't do anything illegal. This is not a field trip where you guys are all going to sneak off and do bad things behind the gym. Be responsible. Be careful. Do the right thing.